A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Pythagorean, the way to figure out the hypotenuse.
You're watching Hurley Films.
Hey guys, so I am at the farm, been here all day, and good news is that I got some work done today. We shot a bunch of stuff with Final Descent, we got a bunch of things done, and they have been out here today finishing up the decking, getting the house pretty much dried in minus windows. So that is awesome. What is, oh, I gotta move my truck because I can't be right here. What is so not awesome is that, well, it's good and bad. So I got a call from the barn, the people that are gonna build our shop, and they are able to build it ahead of schedule, but I changed up a little bit of the sizing and dimensions on the barn. So that means I need to move my electric fence, and we need to get our barn pad changed up a little bit different. So I've already called Larry. He's planning on doing some work, but until then I have got to get the electric fence moved today. And it is unfortunately really hot, and on top of that, I can't find the T-post driver that is supposed to be over at the farm, and I cannot find it anywhere. So I called our guy that works on our cattle across the street. His name's Bill, and so he's gonna let me borrow his. So everything's gonna work out, but just rushed and crazy, and it's gonna be good. It's all good, it's all good. So let's go move a fence and square up where we're gonna put the shop so we can get that ready for it to be put in here in the next couple weeks.
Say goodbye, Carolina Road. Well, I remember in my hometown, I met a pretty girl there. Well, I remember in my hometown when I met a pretty girl there, and her little white dress at the county fair. She took my hand, we made some plans, and our love did grow. She took my hand, we made some plans, and our love did grow. But as sure as those seasons change, her heart grew cold. So goodbye, Carolina Rose.
Looks like these guys have only got about 2 more pieces left. I got the new perimeter set up, so now it goes down and around the electrical pole, which was I didn't think about that before, because now that the electric pole's in, you don't have to walk outside of the fence and go do your thing and plug stuff in and then go back. Now it's all together. But I've got a couple extra bags. When I say a couple extra bags, I got a lot of extra bags of these log jaws, which are awesome. So they're gonna make short work of this, getting this electrical line back up. I think I hear Bill coming right now. I think I hear him, but he's got a T-post driver. He's gonna save our bacon here. So gonna knock these in just a little bit. They were not hard to get out because I barely knocked them past the T before. The ground's just a little bit too hard to push them in all the way right now, and that would, I tried to jump on one, and the T-post part went up through my foot, which felt awesome. Just gonna go get that extra bag of log jaws, wait for that T-post driver, and then run the lines.
Now I live alone in my little home. I pay all my own bills. Now I live alone in my little home, and I pay all my own bills. And if she don't love me, I'll bet a sister will. So goodbye, Carolina Rose.
All right, so the GoPro died and I didn't know it, but oh well. So you get to see me run the last strand of this before we get to do the next thing before we run out of daylight. New fence perimeter put up. Had to get that done because I'm about to explain what's gonna happen now. So the original plan for our shop building was that we were going to put in a 30 by 40 shop. I best, let me go ahead and do something else real quick. So again, these are those lock jaws. If you didn't see the video where we put this fence up originally using these, this is not a sponsored video at all. I just think these things are really cool and they work really well. That whole fence right there, if it wasn't for the lock jaws, all I had to do was move the fence post, pop off the lock jaws, set them on the ground, knock in the post, put the lock jaws back on. There wasn't any fiddling with wire or any of that kind of stuff. It's just easy, and I reused it. I only had to open one bag because I bought a bulk supply of those lock jaws. So I've got a bunch of them. But if it wasn't for those, that project would have been a lot longer. That whole project right there took me maybe 40 minutes. It was not bad at all. And that's including waiting a few minutes when Bill got here and just talking to him and catching up and stuff. So it's worth the money, okay? And really, they're not even that expensive. They were cheap. They were not bad at all. So it was easy to move this stuff. So again, shout out to Lockjaws again. Not a sponsored video, but if you're doing an electric fence, check those out because they are really cool. So now on to the other thing, the reason we had to move the fence. The reason we had to move the fence was because, like I said, we were gonna do a 40 or 30 by 40 shop. So I slowly started doing the math on all the stuff that I wanted to put in the shop and all the things I wanted to do in the shop and putting my woodworking tools and all that other stuff in the shop. And then I realized that that 30 by 40 space was shrinking really quick. So what I did was I called Gober Buildings, who's the one who's gonna put in our shop. And I was like, okay, what is the difference in cost between a 30 by 40 shop and a 30 by 50 shop? Because we got 12-foot walls, got plenty of height, got plenty of all that. I was like, what is the difference in cost between the two? And he was like, let me get back to you. He calls me the next day and I'm thinking it's gonna be $5-6 grand to do a different size. And I was like, yeah, it's just not gonna happen. We already got a lot of money and expenditures out right now. It was 2,000 bucks. $2,000 for an extra 10 feet on our shed and an extra 300 square feet inside. And that's including the concrete. I would never be able to add that space on for that amount of money. I'm going to resituate this area that I'm standing on right now that is for a 30 by 40 shop that's running long ways this way to a 30 by 50 shop that's running long ways this way with the shed on the backside. So now we're gonna do that. I gotta figure out where we're gonna start first. Time for a fun time lapse. All right, so we got the front side of the building set. Now, we need to figure out what our hypotenuse is of our building in order to figure out, to make sure it's square. So I don't know if all of you guys paid attention to math class. I didn't, but one of the few things that I remember is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Pythagorean, the way to figure out the hypotenuse. Our building is 50 by 30. So if we take 50 times 2, a squared, which is 100, plus, wait, no, it's 50, ha, 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 aha. This is, I'm gonna let you in here, gonna let you in. I took college algebra, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 5 times. I'm ashamed of it. Like I said, I've never understood algebra. It's never computed to me. Geometry, straight aces in geometry. But the algebra, I couldn't grasp it. So let's try this again. A squared, which is 50 times 50, plus b squared, which is 30 times 30. So we've got 2,500 plus 900 equals 3,400. And then we have to do the square root of that, which is my calculator. Look at this. Square root. Take that, algebra. 58.3 feet. So 58.3, that's like 58 and almost 1/4 of a foot. So we'll go 58 and 4 inches, and we'll call that our square. Yeah. Math break over. Back to the time lapse. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's gonna be a fairly short one comparatively to our other videos we put out. And the camera died again, and I didn't have any more batteries to finish up the end of this video. But I got the building square, got everything ready, because the next video that we're coming out with, my brother and I went to Great Plains Kubota and got a bunch of big boy toys, and we helped Larry clear this pad and make it level, and we did a bunch of other stuff. So I'm excited to share that part of the stuff with you as well. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, subscribe down below, leave us a comment what you think, hit that like button or dislike button. It's a free country. And I guess I'll just see you guys on the next video.